Catherine.
David, County officials say the village is set to move forward. That's not up for debate, but they still want to talk about their plans with neighbors and get as much feedback from them as they can, including concerns. Many who live in the area have a lot of them. Wednesday night in Southeast Portland's Montavilla neighborhood.
Tonight's really about listening to concerns you have.
Neighbors sounded off over the county's idea of putting a community village near their homes.
I take the issue of people being trapped in houses next to something that's going to destroy their property values.
The proposed Montavilla Community Village will sit at Southeast Oak and 82nd Avenue. That's where an old RV dealership used to be. The county owns the property now. The village would have space for 40 people with 29 sleeping pods. It would have space for parking, trash services, showers, restrooms, laundry, and a communal kitchenette. Community feedback ran the gamut.
I'm in favor of resources for our neighbors, and I'm excited to meet more of my neighbors, both housed and unhoused, and I intend to be present at that village community site.
I am not concerned about the people that are going to be in these safe rest villages. I am concerned about what is going to go on outside of the boundary. We have numerous. Thank you.
Neighbor John Leslie shares that concern.
We've got notice that it was going to happen, and then outside of that, it was just you're along for the ride.
He's worried the housing village will serve as a beacon for unwanted activity.
It will be a place that will draw lots of homeless, lots of drug users, which brings the people who sell the drugs, which brings the criminals who are attached to that.
We have to design the Montavilla Community Village to help respond to those concerns.
Dan Field is director of the Joint Office of Homeless Services. They started planning the village back in 2022. The county's Board of Commissioners delayed voting on it late last year because they wanted more community feedback. Since then, the Joint Office has been working with neighborhood and business leaders to create a good neighbor agreement. It's something Field says they take seriously with every housing village in the city.
And we're working every day to make sure those providers, the nonprofits that are serving those sites, that they're meeting their obligations and making sure that the agreement we have in place with them is honored every day.
Another step in addressing a homeless crisis that remains in full view. The county will hold one more community meeting on the housing village next month. It'll be April 3rd at the Montavilla United Methodist Church. As for the timeline after that, the board is set to approve construction on the project April 11th. They'll break ground over the summer with completion slated for late December. David.
Yeah, still important to have these conversations ahead of time. Thank you, Catherine.